pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Task Force Employment Subcommittee will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. All meetings and hearings listed in the agenda will also be done so through remote participation. Specific information and general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and/or parties with the right and/or requirements to attend this meeting can be found on the town's website at www.shrewsburymass.gov/coronavirus. No in-person attendance or of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post on the town's website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. To listen to this meeting, dial 1-386-401-2056 and enter the following PIN, 984-340-096#. Please mute your devices. Okay, and again, I'm calling this meeting to order. And we already approved the minutes. Well, again, we're essentially recreating the prior meeting because of the mistake I made not sending out the agenda earlier. So again, we're going to go ahead and approve the minutes of May 10th. And first, let's recognize who's at the meeting today. As I call your name, please say present if you're here. Okay, Gene Boonhagen.
Present.
All right, Malin Kanakar.
Present.
Richard Petrucci.
Present.
And I'm Alan Gerald, and I'm present also. Okay, in looking at the May 10 minutes again, Gene, do you vote to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Malin has seconded the motion. Okay. So, Gene, what is your vote?
Move to approve meetings.
Okay. Malin, do you also approve the minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Rich, do you also approve the minutes?
Approve.
And I also approve the minutes. So, again, the motion has been carried to approve the minutes. All right. So John Worthman has provided us a good amount of information to consider with regards to our write-up. And, we just have to make certain that, we talk about those things. The main thing I guess I got from his comments were that our recommendations need to be written in the form of action items. And so I think that's what we, really should look at, focusing on and seeing how we can necessarily do that. To me, that was the gist of what he was saying. Do any of you all remember any other recommendations John had for us?
Yeah, there were quite a few. Of course. shuffled my papers. So. Well, he mentioned a couple things.
Okay.
Well, do you guys have any?
So we might as well just repeat them. So you're talking about again. I did. I mentioned the fact that make sure the goals are action oriented. The other thing was ask big, propose the ideal. I guess when we're doing this, we should be proposing in his mind the ideal state of which we want to see things. And again, reminded us that each organization is different. So although recommendations can be similar, how each group applies them may be different. So kind of with that in mind, we should definitely, make our revisions based on those ideas.
He
So
also, go ahead.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, he also mentioned where we had percentages for our goals to, well, I kind of thought to reword it more towards the demographics of the county, say, instead of as a percentage of whatever of the diverse group.
Yeah, I guess the assumption is that the Worcester County demographics would be quite different from Shrewsbury's, and we should kind of base things on that, I guess, when we did talk about it.
So I think.
Rich, can you pull up you have the most recent version of what we did?
See if I could get this right. So I made some changes based on some of the things he said. I could. Yeah. All the changes are going to show up in my wife's name because everything I do is on her PCs.
No problem.
So the top part was just some wordsmithing just for flow. Let me know if I'm going too fast, but this first part was just cut and paste for definitions of different protected classes.
Uh-huh.
So this was one of the things he mentioned that kind of stole. He said the action is that they should review and rewrite their policies with a DEI lens, whatever. I don't know if we have to be more specific.
Or DEI perspective or DEI.
Well, I think it should be recommendations. I think he told us we wanted to get aggressive.
So you're saying that these are recommendations?
Well, what I try to do, again,
Go ahead.
is so kind of make these recommendations, and then some of the other things that we had, I just made them examples, because this is the bottom part here is what we had is like our number 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
So sorry if I overstepped, but I was trying to turn these into more actionable things, but
So go back to the top of that.
okay, like I said, this is just the definitions from
Okay.
from the Mass Gov site.
So when we start listing here, should we do you want to like maybe give a overall subject heading of like action items, and then list those action items, and then and then kind of like what we're doing here, and then when we get more specific with the examples.
Something like that or something.
Yeah. And again, if we want to make it a little stronger, rather than say should, you maybe say shall, or kind of those kind of words. Shall review or must review, things like that.
It's number 4 here, which probably should be 3 when I renumber them. That was one of his suggestions about a summit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, shall be held.
Turn into a requirements document. Oh.
Okay.
I just put in yearly. I don't know what it is.
Okay. so then going down,
Yeah, so our one that I crossed out, I thought was pretty important, so I just put that as a recommended action, but the rest seem very, I don't know, like picky little detail things that they should consider.
okay, again, maybe some stronger wording like policies need to be more explicit or shall be more explicit, whichever way. Policies training, must go beyond. Again, the town shall create a consistent policy on how to handle various religious holidays. Again, the town shall create a consistent policy, not consider. Okay. Going down to the I can't. You need to scroll down a little bit more. Okay, policy should be careful of wording. Policies will be worded so to prohibit, exclude, something like that.
One more time.
Okay, policies. What did I say? Shall be worded to prohibit policies shall be worded to prohibit / exclude those that So, I mean, what we're saying here, we want the policies worded so that that again, dress policies, right? Okay, shall be worded to allow, to allow those that follow to allow employees to wear clothing that follow various religious cultural norms. Okay. So going down, looking at the looking at the recruiting statement thing. So we say the problem statement regarding recruitment. Then we say the town recruiting efforts.
Well, I guess I didn't edit that one, but are we trying to, well, I think I crossed it out because, sorry for going up, but we're trying to say all, so like here, the various agencies were, Selco,
Okay.
I don't, do we want to be, I guess the thing is, and I didn't get through all of them, I guess, but do we want to say town or various agencies? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or is the town everybody?
Okay.
I don't know.
I think if you do that, if you put town, or if you put town, Selco, and school, you got to be consistent. We jumped around here. So whatever way we decide here, you got to be consistent.
Yeah, I didn't cross that, but that's what I think I did, was what I was thinking here, instead of having to say that all the time.
Yep.
Like, that should be our definition of various agencies or whatever.
The town with its various agencies. That doesn't sound right.
Well, again, the recruiting, all of them need to do something to increase recruitment. So what did we say up top? How do we group them together?
Yeah, I don't think we're consistent still, but I was just trying to get away from, even here, I didn't say the town.
Okay. Well, again, do you want to use in that,
Actually, the town is described as town departments, school department, and Selco. That's the way it's addressed normally.
okay, we can do that.
So do we want to say that every time, or?
We can say it once. Like at the beginning of each one, and then just say, and if we wanted to make an acronym or just say departments, say i.e. departments or something like that, we could do that.
Alan, Millen here. Are we going to summarize or kind of put a summary at the top, saying recruiting policy, and then kind of have the explanation below, just for the simplicity?
We can make a summary statement at the top, and again, just kind of say, kind of based on the idea that, kind of where our problem statement to begin with, and just say, again, the town department, school department, and Selco, what's the overall problem statement that we have? Is that written? That's written somewhere, right? We could just change it like that at the beginning. Let's continue with this right now.
I just had a question. So Melinda, are you talking about the overall recommendations or this point on the 3 departments or whatever, the 3 groups?
No, I'm talking about overall recommendations. So we can at the top itself. I mean, I believe that's what Jonathan was also mentioning, is like, we can have a 1-pager at the top summary, which we can present it. And then, all these documentation is the supporting fact for all these, how did we arrive at, so these details is great, but I think that's what he was also saying. That's how I interpreted his comment, is like having the summary at the top.
Well, yeah, this is Rich. I would tend to agree. I'm just going up. There's a lot of stuff at top, but I think we should flip it around. Maybe just start with our problem statement and then just cite these recommendations.
Exactly.
Right. Move them up. So yeah, I would agree. And then everything else could almost be an appendix almost.
Exactly, and then like we can probably kind of footnote it, like for additional information, for recommendation, ABC, here are the details, and
Yeah,
so
I would agree. We have it kind of backwards, I think, right now. So unless other people disagree,
No, that's fine.
I think eventually, once we get these words, yeah, they should all be pulled up. At least the basic recommendation parts should be
Okay.
pulled up. I would agree. And what I was thinking while we're talking about that is that in the beginning of this section, are these sections, we could just say in the following sections, department, the use of the word departments is town department, school department, Selco. And then anytime I see town or agency, just change it to departments for consistency.
yeah, I think I will agree with that as well.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so the recommendation here, okay. Again, from an action oriented perspective, instead we should say must reach out to a broader applicant pool by seeking out organizations with a higher percentage of diversity. And then we give examples of that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I changed it. So I didn't tweak this too much, but yeah, again, kind of, I think to Melin's point, at the top, I don't think we need all this. These are just suggestions and they can compound them, add to them or whatever, but the basic thing is to,
Okay.
I think that was one of the things he was saying too.
Okay.
Should I go down?
Okay. Go down, or before this, let's go. Let's look to two. Which we're kind of meaning this for everybody, right? All these are for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so again, just to reinforce, I think anytime I would look for the word town or whatever and just put departments, like I
Yeah.
stated before, then have that definition at the top.
Okay. And say, okay, well, here and say the departments will seek methods or will utilize methods okay. Again, number 3 is the recruitment agency is used by the departments
Mhm.
to find qualified candidates. It must be given a target.
Yeah.
Let's get a target for the share of the applicant. Go ahead. I think the rest of it is fine.
Yeah, this was just something we talked about, I think, instead of getting away from percentages.
Right.
Yeah, what I remember is I think he was saying instead of setting a percentage of applicants or something, he wanted to flip it with the other way, like, you know, uh, partner with colleges or affinity groups who has, certain percentage of diversified pool of students or candidates, something like that.
I guess that's what I was trying to say here.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. I'm sorry. I think you were saying to have the diversity characteristics match the diversity characteristics of Worcester County. That's our target. So, and again, the number 4, the departments, I guess, must use software.
Just not sure how much we could dictate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can say we recommend.
Well, again, all these are going to be, even though they're written in an active voice, they're all recommendations. And again, this last sentence, instead of the data should also be available, we should say it will be provided or something like that. Excuse me, I have to get off for a second.
I can't see any of you guys while I'm doing this.
Hmm.
Is this last thing, if desired, should it be if they so desire?
I would say so, yes.
That's what we.
I think someone had mentioned, which software they use as of now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just that Muni data or however you say it.
Hmm.
Is this
Rich,
going okay? I don't know.
yeah. Rich, is this the hiring? No, not sorry.
This is
Recruitment
this
section?
is recruitment. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have we captured this interviews to be conducted by, representative of diverse pool? I know it's not happening right now, but it's pretty much like hierarchical right now. I think when we shared our thought, Jonathan was okay, like with that kind of recommendation. I remember correctly.
What happened here? Yeah, I think I put some of those things in the hiring. I remember he mentioned that the interviewers should also be diverse, or the process should be.
Exactly.
Yeah, the wording. I was just trying to.
Oh yeah, that's the number 3 there.
Yeah, I was trying to get. Like I said, the wording. I don't. I was just trying to get some of the notes that I was taking while he was talking in here.
Yeah, that's what I also have some bits and pieces. I'm just trying to formulate. Should we form it this way? Is like interview panel should uh, should be made up of representatives from uh, not only from the department that is hiring, but also diverse pool. I don't know how to put it. Like in schools, they do it currently. It's like I think the principals are there, the teachers are there, the parent, and then they try to deliver like a sample lecture in front of students.
They do it more as a team interview.
Exactly. Like,
Well, I like the word panel instead of processing of those involved in doing interviews.
yeah, I think the interview panel will be good.
interview panel should.
Interview panel be,
The interview panel makeup
yeah,
should
Yeah.
match the DEI diversity goals of the applicants.
should, the interview panel makeup should we say should be made up of like, the departmental, like the representation from the department and the town and the DEI or the diversity reflection of the town.
Do we want to go town?
Or are you saying that I see what you're trying to say. It's like if a woman is interviewing, then there should be more women on the panel, something like that, right? If Black or African American is applying, then there should be some representation on the interview panel. Is that what you were saying, Rich?
Yeah.
Or is that what you mean?
Yeah, I would think that would be a good goal.
Yeah. I agree. So then that should not be a reflection of diversity of town, but it should be should reflect the diversity profile of a candidate or applicant, like that.
I love words. I could say the diversity of the applicants.
Yeah, I think instead of goals, because instead of goals of an applicant, I think we should say diversity profile of the applicant. The interview.
That's not right.
Yeah, so I'm just reading out back the whole thing. Interview.
Applicants.
Yeah, I don't.
Instead of match.
What are you trying to say with number 3?
So what we are trying to say, Alan, this is Millionaire, is that so if let's say a woman is applying for a job right now, the way the process works is, I think what's her name, Christine, I think interviews, and then the town manager also interviews, other than the direct supervisor. So it's kind of hierarchical right now. But if we are trying to reflect the DEI or trying to implement the DEI policy, so if Black or African American or woman is applying, then there is no no representation on the panel, or nobody from someone who matches their diversity profile is interviewing them. So that's what we are trying to say is like, as part of the recommendation is, as part of the interview process, the interview panel should reflect the profile of the diversity profile of the candidate or applicant and include that in the interview process so that he or she feel comfortable.
Okay. So that's a goal, or that's something you want to do. I mean,
Yeah,
they're not gonna be able to do that right away.
yeah, but that's what we are trying to recommend. Like,
Mhm.
What do we think?
So are you done working in that area, or we still working in that area?
I don't know.
Because I would say with number 4, again, the demographics, we should be talking about reflect the town. The employees of the town should reflect the demographics of the county.
I would agree with that. Gene?
So this is kind of just a, I don't want to do that. Is this more of a recruitment thing or is this a hiring thing?
I think it's a combination.
Yeah. And that number 8 was he had a statement about add data collection goals. And then 6 was, we also mentioned succession planning.
I don't know if you want to get on number 8 at the end saying it should be tracked and maintained. Well,
That's a good
sometimes it's,
point. Yeah,
sometimes it's not.
set it and
Track it.
forget it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, going back up to number 2, it says the town, again, we were talking about making all those departments.
Departments, yeah.
And again, number 2, hiring managers and departments must aim or shall aim to interview candidates.
Yeah.
And if we're going to talk about interview panel makeup, say shall match the diversity profile.
Yeah, I don't know.
That,
Maybe
that's going to be a
overdoing-
tough one. That's
Yeah,
going
I
to be
think we
tough.
may be overdoing the shall
Yeah.
sometimes.
Well, I'm just okay. I know what you mean. I'm just. He said create an ideal universe. So
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah. Well, you could put in there if possible, because it's going to be hard to match that sometimes.
Million here, but Gene, anyway, these are recommendations. They may not implement everything that we
No.
say. Yeah.
No.
So if possible has no meaning, whether we put it or not.
Yeah.
to be honest, I mean,
Oh,
it may
well,
not be likely,
possible.
but
Did you say will instead of shall? Is that what you're saying?
Interview panel will make
personally, I think the number 3, I would say that again, this in an ideal world, I would want the interview panel to be diverse regardless of the applicant pool. It might be for instance, there might be a case where, you might be trying to hire firemen and, again, you might not, even if you're not able to get a diverse applicant pool of firemen, it would be good if the if the interview panel was diverse. But
I think should we say the interview panel be diverse and
Yeah, go ahead.
will have at least one person, that matches the diversity profile of applicant, something like that. What do you think, Rach?
Hmm.
So the interview panel be diverse and these.
I'm gonna use that should word again.
Yeah, at least one member. Ciao, man. I, I'm a shoot guy, probably. Blue match. Yeah, I think that's better.
Sorry.
Oops, I go too far.
Okay. Succession plans must take into consideration the overall diversity objectives. And every effort will also be made or will be made. Okay. Data collection will be enhanced.
Anything else in that section for now?
Okay, number one is okay. I guess number two, talking about diversity change. The town will ensure. Number three, those in customer service will be provided. Number three.
Just back to number two for a minute, just change. I think we're gonna change the town, school, and Selco to be consistent, what we did up above.
Or just say the departments.
Yeah, I have to go back and get all those.
Yeah.
I don't need this part.
Right.
Oh, jumped. This last one is one I added from his suggestion.
So a separate volunteer task force committee will be formed.
He did volunteer, right?
Yes.
And I thought he said we could use his name.
Yeah.
He said something about a scorecard. But I wasn't sure what, I couldn't remember what that meant.
Rich, in which section?
I have it down under training, but I can't remember if it was just something we were talking about in general.
No, Gene, I think he was talking about with the committee going forward, they would have a scorecard. That's the way I took it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was one of my quick scribbles. I couldn't put it in context anymore. Well, it says a scorecard for all services. So I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Anything else?
Those are good, I think. Is that other areas? Is that the last of the, that's the bottom of it, right?
Yeah, those were some things we were still. If we were having time or still wanting to do.
How would you feel about just deleting those?
Yeah, like I said, this was more I won't delete it, but I'll move it all the way to the bottom.
So do you want to go it now and reconfigure things and move all those things to the top?
Could be messy. You guys want to? I guess I could just do that for now. Just take that. Move it to right here. Leave the problem statement as a kind of a preamble.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I think Melinda was also saying that maybe we still have too many words in here, but I would tend to agree.
Maybe Rich, can put a summary, and then maybe in the next meeting we can just review the summary. Do we want to do that now?
What? Can you clarify? I'm a little.
No, sorry. I mean, you are putting your summary at the top now, right?
Right.
Like, do we want to do that summary now, or do we want to like, review the summary in the next meeting? Because I think you are going to have some formatting issues. Just doing a little time check and
Yeah.
trying to save.
Well, yeah, at this point, I guess I would, if we're okay with the way this stands now, I could save it and then do those other little, like I said, do the definition of the departments and then go through and do some of those little bookkeeping things.
Yeah. That way, I think in next meeting, whenever we decide, we can just, it will help us go through that summary and the definitions, and that's basically, then we can start finalizing and formulating that final wording.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Again, that just suggestion from my end, Gene, Alan.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So putting Rich right now in pressure in formatting.
Yeah, I hate to do that while people are watching.
Yeah.
Because Word always is smarter than me.
But sometimes it just acts weird,
Yeah.
Suddenly you have to like undo a lot of things and
Yep.
just play it around a bit.
Yeah.
We've got to figure out also for the next meeting how we're going to handle it. We've have we got to get in line for meeting space, or are we going to be able to use other facilities?
Oh yeah, that's another thing I was going to ask. Thanks, Jean. I forgot. I was going to ask at the start of the meeting.
Can I
Tomorrow.
stop sharing at this point? I'm gonna stop sharing.
So tomorrow, I think the state of emergency ends, which means we have to, going forward, meet in person. Is what I'm hearing. I think that Adiola or Ruth or someone sent out an email, I believe.
Yes. The other thing was we were supposed to meet with that lady from the Facebook page lady. I guess we still have to meet with her.
Oh yeah. That's from just the information purpose, right? Or is that something just to listen in? What
She
they
has
have
some
done?
ideas. She has some ideas, some suggestions that she wanted us to support or endorse or something like that.
Yeah, well, I think one of them already did get supported. The what was it? The woman in business one. But one of the other ones, the term limit one, I know at town meeting, I don't think anybody even stood up for it. So it was a little. I think someone like I think she couldn't even be there or something. So there was really no one to advocate for it. So I don't think that did very well.
Okay, kind of looking at things, looking ahead. I'm going to be out of town the last week of June. So if you all want to have a meeting, that's fine. I won't be there. Needless to say, Rich can run the meeting, but yeah, on the 28th, I'll be out of town, and I won't be available because I'll be 6 hours behind you all in Hawaii for a week.
Nice.
So
very nice.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's a hardship tour. But yeah, if you're gonna have a meeting that day, I guess I'll call tomorrow to speak to the lady that replaced Valerie, and see if there's the meeting space is available on the 28th or sometime that time, and you guys can have a meeting. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I'm also not available those 2 weeks. So
what are those 2 weeks? From the 28th?
Yeah, from 20. I'm out from 28th through July 8th.
Oh, okay.
Maybe July 12th. I mean, from that week onwards, we can.
So you're saying try to meet on the 12th? Okay.
In July. But if we are just targeting Monday. That would be a good number. But then, regardless, I think we need to find out, how we are going to meet in person. I mean, what rooms will be available and whatnot.
Okay, I'll give excuse me, I'm sorry.
I don't know what the quorum limits is, considering now Jeet is not, couldn't attend because of, he's out of country.
Mhm.
So considering, team of 5, 1 is missing. What's the quorum limit?
So I guess the lady's name is Taylor Galusha. So I'll give her a call tomorrow or email her and see what she has to say. Yeah, and that is a good question as far as, well, I guess as long as, technically speaking, we know we have 5 members, so technically speaking, I guess a quorum can be 3 members.
That is correct.
And just for reference, I think that was after the 12th, you lose me for a week. So in July. So
I mean, will the 12th work for you, Rich? You said after the 12th.
yeah, I think we leave on the 13th.
Okay. So I'll give Taylor a call in the morning and see. I guess I'm gonna see what's available, because what about later near the end of next week? Does that work? Like the Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday of next week? How does that work?
Thursday, I'll have that survey committee meeting already scheduled.
Okay.
We can try to make Friday, or I am available on July 9th because I'm coming back on July 8th. If that Friday works.
I'm not really that keen on trying to do something on a Friday night.
I agree.
Okay, so I'll find out to see if we could do something on the 12th, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Alan, you may want to ask if other rooms are available to meet in.
Yes, I will.
besides
I will definitely do that.
Because
And
you got the
I might
library.
yeah, I might be going into the town hall on Friday anyway to meet with the town manager. So I'll let you know. So.
And are we going to make a request at that meeting for I just lost her name.
Taylor.
No, the other person that they suggested we meet with. Or
oh, Sanam.
Yes, Sanam.
Yeah, we'll include her. We'll invite her to the next meeting.
What exactly did she want to present?
Hold on. Okay, she had 3 things she wanted to talk about. One was the again, women and minority-owned Business Day adoption in Shrewsbury, proposing a limit to the Board of Selectmen service terms, and recommendation to diversify third-party contractors who are hired for various jobs in town. Okay. So I think we will go ahead and adjourn for today. Can I get someone to motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
Get a second? Thank you, Gene. Can I get a second?
I second.
Melinda has seconded. Okay. It's been motioned and seconded that we adjourn for tonight. We'll now take a vote on the motion. Gene, how do you vote?
Aye.
Melinda, how do you vote? Rich, how do you vote?
Aye.
And I also vote for ending the meeting. Thus, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, and I will get back to you as soon as I find out information from the new our new confidant and coordinator in the town hall. Thanks again for participating. Hopefully, we'll see each other on the 12th in person.
Right.
Have a good evening.
Already excited.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Good
right.
night.
Okay. Bye.